in a strange way, though, the steel that he showed back then in the pursuit of armed struggle was also a steel yes, and a degree of dedication and commitment that was very ruthless. But that same determination was then brought forward in the peace process. So the character of Martin McGuinness, in one sense, did not change. That steel was always there. But once he decided to deploy it in pursuit of peace, he did so with a lot of courage and a lot of leadership. And, I remember we had the first really proper meeting we had was in Downing Street, in the cabinet room. And I remember Martin coming in with Gerry Adams, and they sat down very heavily at the cabinet table. And Martin looked around and said with rather heavy irony, so this was where the damage was done, meaning the partition agreement in the days of Lloyd George, to which Jonathan Powell, my chief of staff, replied with a smile, "By damage, I thought you meant when you guys lobbed the mortar through the windows of Downing Street in John Major's time." And, the ice was kind of broken. And then we got on to have a discussion in which Martin was always the one who wanted to explain why, consistent with the principles of republicanism, now was the right moment for peace. And so this for him was not it wasn't an act of stepping back from what he believed. It was genuinely that he had come to see this, the troubles and the armed struggle, as something that was just causing misery for his people as well as the rest of the people of Northern Ireland and mainland Britain. And he therefore, once he'd come to his view that peace was the right way forward, he pursued it with a lot of skill and a lot of courage. And without him being, because he had the credibility within the Republican movement, without him being fully on side with this process, it would have never have happened.
You're almost saying you've got to be a killer to do. I mean, after all, an awful lot of people were and remain to this day outraged at the fact that you were sitting across a table from a man who had murdered people. In the eyes of the British people, certainly he was a murderer, and you were sitting across a table negotiating with him.
Yes, absolutely. That was the attitude of many people, and in a way, you only make peace with your enemies. So the people that have been engaged in war were those engaged in peace. But I think the quality of strength and determination that made him such a formidable foe during the armed struggle was also what made him such a formidable peacemaker later.